Let's have an honest conversation. The entire concept of the smart home is a magnificent fraud. It's not the frictionless future we were promised. It's a dysfunctional circus of electronics that barely function together. We were supposed to be living like the Jetsons, but instead, we got a light bulb we have to scream at. And for years, the biggest disappointment in this mess has been Apple. Let's not mince words. Siri is famously, undeniably slow and dumb. A digital assistant that fumbles basic commands, confuses your various HomePods, and resorts to pathetic, "Here's what I found on the web for you" more often than not. If you've ever been frustrated by your smart home devices, leave a comment below and tell me your worst story. It was an embarrassment to the brand. Remember the original, gorgeous HomePod? Apple's big billion-dollar blunder. It was a beautiful speaker, but it was an overpriced, lockdown deaf mute that no one wanted to buy. And the Apple TV? That long-running hobby. A black box costing 3 times more than its rivals, running on years-old chips. It felt like a luxury toy for the tech-illiterate wealthy. For the better part of a decade, we all had to swallow the bitter pill. Apple lost the war for the living room. They were humiliated. Amazon's Alexa and Google's Assistant. They won. They've colonized our kitchens, our bedrooms, and our living rooms, always listening. Apple? They were nowhere. Or so they wanted us to believe. Now, the whispers are starting. A quiet drop, no massive keynote, no fanfare. On November 12th, Apple is rumored to be rolling out a new Apple TV, an updated AirTag, and a new HomePod mini. The world's tech media is barely suppressing a yawn. Just a few product refreshes? Who even cares about those anymore? But right there, in that indifference, is the single biggest mistake you can make. You're not looking at 3 boring updates. You are witnessing the most coordinated, subversive, and brilliant coup in modern technology. This isn't Apple admitting defeat. This is Apple finally unveiling the real, decade-long secret weapon they've been building. This is an upgrade. It's an ambush. And if you stick with me, I will show you what 99% of the world is completely missing. On November 12th, Apple isn't just refreshing its neglected gear. It is launching a declaration of war that is set to make every single Amazon Echo and Google Home on Earth utterly obsolete. This isn't about 3 individual gadgets. It's about one unified system, the brain, the network, and the voice. And this system is engineered to solve the core, crippling flaw of the modern smart home. What is that flaw? Think about it. When you ask your Google Home a question, where does it go? When you tell Alexa to turn off the lights, what actually happens? Your voice is recorded, packaged up, encrypted, and beamed to a colossal, cold corporate server farmed hundreds or thousands of miles away. That distant server has to decode it, decide what you meant, and send a signal all the way back. That is why the system is slow. That is why it is clumsy. And that, fundamentally, is the listening. Amazon and Google built their smart home empires on the foundation of your data. They put a spy in your kitchen, and you paid them for the privilege. They are not smart home companies. They are data mining companies disguised as convenience providers. Apple has been watching, waiting for their one true, unassailable advantage to mature. That advantage is on-device intelligence, a private AI. But a powerful brain is useless without a body. On November 12th, the body arrives. Let's start with the brain, the command center, the new Apple TV. This is not a mere streaming box anymore. Forget that idea entirely. The rumor is not just an A16 chip. It's a terrifying leap straight to the A17 Pro. Why on earth would you put a processor capable of powering a flagship iPhone into a television accessory? You wouldn't, unless this box is not a streamer, but a private server for your life. The A17 Pro is powerful enough to run Apple Intelligence on the device. This means your commands, your most private questions, and your life never have to leave your living room. You can say, "Siri, show me my photos from last summer," and it processes a request instantly, securely, right there, no cloud trip, no lag. You're watching a movie and ask, "What other films has this actor been in?" The A17 brain analyzes a frame, identifies a face, and cross-references your streaming apps in a fraction of a second. No lag, no listening, no data mining. This isn't a streaming box. It's a digital fortress. Apple is planning a hyper-fast, private AI mainframe right next to your TV. A brain engineered to keep your secrets safe. And, oh, by the way, that A17 Pro chip simultaneously turns the Apple TV into one of the most powerful stealth gaming consoles on the planet. A Trojan horse designed to challenge the Xbox and PlayStation, delivered under the guise of a boring upgrade. But a brain, even a fortress-like one, is blind without senses. It needs a nervous system to perceive the physical world. Enter the new AirTag. The first AirTag was clever, but essentially a simple, dumb beacon that could only tell you one thing. I am here. The new rumored AirTag is an entirely different beast. It's the superpower. Rumors suggest a new generation ultra-wideband chip, the U2 or even U3. This chip isn't for finding. It's for understanding. The new AirTag isn't just a beacon. It's a ubiquitous, tiny spatial sensor. This changes everything. Now, your phone won't just say your keys are in the living room. It will say your keys are under the left couch cushion. It won't just know your wallet is at home. It will say your wallet is on your dresser and hasn't moved in 24 hours. Are you forgetting it? This is spatial awareness. Apple building a digital, inch-by-inch map of your entire physical world. Now, connect this to a device like the Apple Vision Pro. You walk through your house, having tagged your remote, keys, and passport. As you glance around, your entire world becomes searchable. A digital label floats over the remote. Your passport, deep inside your travel bag, seems to glow through the fabric. This is a nervous system. The AirTags are the nerve endings, telling the A17 brain and the Apple TV where every critical object in your life is down to the centimeter in real time. A fortress for a brain, a network for a nervous system. All that's missing is a way to talk to it. Enter the redemption of Siri with the new HomePod Mini. The old HomePod was a speaker trying desperately to be smart. The new HomePod is a smart microphone that just happens to be a great speaker. This is the most subtle, yet most important piece of the puzzle. The new HomePod Mini is rumored to get a much faster chip. Why? Not so it can think, but so it can listen perfectly. It's getting a new, advanced microphone array. Why? To hear you, no matter what. And here's the magic trick. The move that changes a game. When you speak to the new HomePod Mini, you are not talking to the speaker. The speaker is just the ear. Its only job is to hear your command instantly and pass it directly to the A17 powered brain sitting in your Apple TV. This is why your current HomePod is so stupid. It's an orphan with no brain. The new system is one organism. You're in the kitchen, music blasting, and you say, "Hey Siri, I'm feeling stressed out." The HomePod Mini's microphones hear you flawlessly. The new chip instantly routes your intent, not just your words, to the Apple TV brain. The brain understands stress. It cross-references your health data, sees your high heart rate, checks your calendar for the big presentation tomorrow, and instantly, the HomePod Mini's voice responds. But it's not the speaker's voice, it's the house's voice. It says, "I understand. I'm dimming the kitchen lights by 30% and starting your focus playlist. Your presentation is at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Would you like me to set Do Not Disturb on your phone for the next 2 hours?" That is the game. That is the end of Amazon and Google. This is no longer a smart speaker that sets a timer. This is an ambient computing system that understands and anticipates your needs. Let's put the whole picture together. This is the world Apple is dropping on November 12th. You walk in the door, exhausted. Your iPhone in your pocket tells the Apple TV brain, he's home. The hallway lights fade on to 70%. The HomePod Mini in the living room says, "Welcome home." It looks like you left your work laptop in the car. I've sent a reminder to your phone. How did it know? The AirTag on your laptop bag is still registering its position out in the driveway. The brain connected the dots. You slump onto the couch and say, "Siri, I want to watch that new sci-fi movie." The Apple TV brain knows exactly which one. It knows you finished a trailer for it last night on your iPad. It doesn't ask which service. It just plays it. The entire system, the brain, the senses, the voice, working in perfect, instantaneous, private unison. While the world has been laughing at Apple's failures in the smart home, they have been secretly building a fortress. Amazon and Google build a home that listens to you, a home that spies on you, packages your life, and sells it to the highest bidder. They convince you this slow, clumsy data vampire was the future. Apple is about to drop a home that understands you, a home that is fast, a home that is secure, a home that works for you, not for an advertising company. On November 12th, the smart home as we know it dies, and the truly intelligent home is born. The world thinks Apple is asleep at the wheel. They're not asleep. They've been holding their breath, building this weapon in plain sight, and letting the enemy get comfortable. And on November 12th, they are quietly pulling the trigger. The question is no longer if Apple can compete in the smart home. The question is, after this, can anyone else? With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.